Alright, what's up? This is Walrus with Lazarus Tech, and today I'm going to tell you why your game updates are so incredibly large. Because a lot of users have been complaining on Steam and Facebook about how big updates are getting with like current gen consoles and these games on PC. And if you don't have the fastest internet, then you're kind of screwed. So I'm gonna go over that. So first I'm gonna go over PC, and then I'm gonna say a couple extra points for console, because they're kind of the same, but console's a little different because they don't usually get updates right away. PC gets them first to test out the water, and then console gets them, and that's if the game's on both platforms. So basically, a lot of the times it'll just be poor programming from the like less optimized programming. I won't say like poor, but it's less optimized because the developers want to get out content as fast as possible to keep the player playing. So they'll just rush it, and I'm going to use an example. Payday 2, that game gets really, like, you're doing the same thing over and over again, so it can get boring. So if they keep putting out content so that people keep coming back and playing, and that game's pretty old, I'm pretty sure, so they're doing a good job at keeping people playing, because I had it not too long ago. But there's a lot of negatives to that too, but I'll get to that later. Another thing, we'll switch over to consoles real fast. There's like less compression of the files on console, so the console updates could be bigger, but so that kind of sucks for console players. And if you have slow internet and you're on a console, you're pretty screwed in that sense. So yeah. Another thing, developers will use like a sneaky trick to put in DLC into the game before that it's actually available to the players in the game, so that they can make sure that it's compatible with the current game and everything that's going on. So that's another thing. So when there's like a patch for the game, and you think they're just adding, say like bug fixes, they could be slipping in some DLC too, to surprise you with later. So you can keep that in mind, because I'm sure Payday 2 does that. I'm sure GTA 5 does that, because that has a lot of updates in there. They're not usually as big though. Surprised, but Grand Theft Auto is getting made by a good programming team, I'm sure. So now the negatives to all of this, I mean, like, that's kind of why. It's just they're just trying to rush through it and get a lot of content out. But I mean, the negatives is obviously, like, if you have slow internet, like if you're a player like that, and say you get home from work or school and you want to come and play your favorite game, and you got to sit there for an hour while your game updates, like, that sucks. Something like what you can try and do is, obviously get faster internet. In that case, like, there's not really much you can do, but I mean, or play a different game. Like, I personally uninstalled Payday. I mean, not too long ago. Payday 2, I'm talking about. I uninstalled that because I was tired of having it update, because I would let it update before I would start playing a game so that it didn't interfere with my, like, connection while I was in the game, because that's a big deal in multiplayer. So yeah, it just kind of sucks, and there's a lot of players that are doing the same thing I did. Like, a lot of people in Payday 2 specifically have uninstalled the game and stopped playing because they're sick of having it update so much. And if you have a small hard drive, that's taking up a lot of room. So if you're running out of space, check if you have Payday 2 or any other game that updates frequently, check that out. See if that's taken up. There's a program called WinderStat. I'll link it in the description. You just run that and select what hard drive you want to check. There's just little check boxes next to the hard drive, and it'll tell you what's taking up the most room on your hard drive and what percentage of space each thing is taken up on your hard drive. So that's a really useful tool. I use it all the time. So, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I actually made this video because I was looking up this for myself. I was trying to, like, figure it out, and I was hoping that there was just going to be one page where someone had asked this question and people told them the answer, but I had to go to many different sources to get all this information. There just wasn't like a video or something that told me all this information, so I figured I'd make it, maybe help someone out. I helped myself out too, so it's a win-win situation. This has been Walrus with Lazarus Tech, and I'll see you in the next one.